Hey everybody, welcome back to Skygrid. This is Boomer. You can tell we're in Skygrid. What else do I do in Grid but clear? That's what I've been working on. Now I told you I had a big section I was working on. This is roughly a 200 by 200 section that we're going through to clear out as a core part of my base. So I think I've told a number of people on the server and those who may be watching who aren't part of the Fanatic server, I'm clearing out a 200 by 200 section. This is the core part of the farms, the shop, the grinders. The mid part of the base is actually going to be a whopping 600 by 600. The entire base is going to be 1,000 by 1,000 by the time I'm done. So in other words, I need to clear out an area of 1 million blocks from sky to void. Now, granted, it's not really 1 million blocks. It's 1/16 of that times, unfortunately, 32. So it's really 2 million blocks that I actually have to clear everything out of my base. We're not going to be done before the end of this episode, no matter how much we time lapse this. This is going to be a year-long project that's going to take to get all this done, but I'm happy that you're going to be coming along with me. And so we're going to just start with a little bit of grid clearing today, and then at some point, we're going to talk about one of the new functions in here. I've already started playing a little bit into Slimefun. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with what Slimefun is, it is a modded add-in to our server here, and please forgive me if it's modded, if the plugin. I'm not the greatest with the verse of that, and I really don't care too much. You get the idea, right? It's something that we can play inside of Skygrid. If you want to see it, it's SF Guide, okay? And unfortunately, I have a full inventory right now, so I can't bring it up as I'm grid clearing. There's nowhere for the guide to go into my inventory. Well, anyways, for any of you who have ever played, what's the mod I'm thinking of here? Oh, Sky Factory. Slimefun is very similar to the Sky Factory mod. The nice thing about it is you don't have to load 250 plugins or mods to get Slimefun working. It runs all by on its own. So it doesn't take, what did it take me? 8 minutes roughly to load Sky Factory 4 in the launcher. Whereas here I simply log in and we have access to it right off the bat. But there are a lot of things that I'm learning about this. And I've started getting to some of the basics. When we get a chance later in the game, probably not this episode, but we're going to set up an actual Slimefun area within the base after the majority of this all gets cleared. That'll be relatively close to the core, where we're going to build all the machines and all the sorters and have storage for all the hundreds of items that are included in this game that I'd never heard of before about a week ago. I've started with, to give you an idea here, let's go ahead and show you what this looks like real quick. Do I have a guide up here by chance? So SF guide. All right, let's open this up. Slimefun has currently 29 different categories of items. Don't let the items you see on the screen fool you. We have weapons. There's a bunch of different items available, basic machines, tools, resources, some items that are just seasonal, some extra heads, food. You get the idea that there's all sorts of different and unique items to this game. So I'm just kind of going through some of the categories so you can see some of these. So how do you get started? How do you get going in Slimefun? You actually have to unlock the items and you have to use XP. So we have, I have a massive blaze grinder when using the minions that I showcased in episode 3, where as they kill blaze, they collect the XP. So as I'm AFKing there, it solves a lot of XP. I can load up my bar real quick. And I've already gone through, for example, on the basic machines, and I've unlocked every one of these with XP. Some of them I can craft real quickly, like the enchanted crafting table. If simply this is the start of all of it, put a crafting table over a dispenser. That's basic 101, what you need to do to get started with Slimefun. If I want to unlock something new, let's say I want to unlock armor, you're going to see all the barrier signs. These are all locked. If I want to unlock this Damascus steel helmet, in other words, I want to be able to craft it. I can't do that until I've unlocked it. And as you can see, the cost is 18 levels of XP. In my inventory, I currently have 16, so I would be unable to. However, let's unlock the Cactus chest plate. It's only 5 levels. I've got 16. You'll see in the background, it's slowly starting to unlock. It's going through it. And now you can see, hey, great. This is a Thorns 3 Unbreaking 6 Cactus chest plate. This sucker's got some durability. And this would be a great tool to have, especially if I'm going after guardians or I'm fighting a lot of mobs. This might be a good chest plate. Now, please, I knew nothing about the word Slimefun 9 days ago. So you might be going, wow, that's awesome. You might be going, you've got to be kidding me, Boomer. That's what you're excited about? Listen, I am learning this as we go. For all I know, hey, look at it. It's also unlocked the Cactus. Maybe the chainmail is even better. I don't know yet. It's only 8 levels. Tell you what, I have a few left. Let's find out what's in chainmail armor now. So as this unlocks, oh, guess what? This is just plain chainmail. So for now, I'm definitely going to use the Cactus stuff over the chainmail. But I got a hunch some of these other ones might be a lot better. So we are going to go through, my goal is to unlock and craft every possible feature within Slimefun and use it in the game somehow. Even if it's something as simple as planting a berry bush, flying with the 4th level jetpack, smelting with the level 11 20 times speed furnace. Oh my gosh, did I just say 20 times speed furnace? That is a Go Boomer moment. Man, I'll tell you, we are going to have some insane fun. So just to give you some idea, I started working on it. And one of the things I'm trying to create right now is an electric motor that I need to unlock a level 1 furnace. I spent 2 hours on it yesterday, and I still didn't have a level 1 furnace unlocked. So you go, oh my gosh, how can you spend all that time on that and not actually accomplish what it is that you want to do? Well, I'll tell you, it's part of the game. And, if you're looking for instant gratification, you are going to struggle with Slimefun. It is not, okay, do 1, 2, 3, I've got 3 blocks of stone, I can craft 6 stone slabs. That's not what Slimefun is. Slimefun is a bit grindy. It's going to challenge you. We still haven't quite got all the lag fixed, but we have found a number of problems that have been corrected. Mainly, they were user error. In other words, we have people with mob farms where they're putting down 30, 40, 50 hoppers instead of simply getting an upgraded hopper and running 4 of them. And that's been part of the cause of the lag on the server. So good news, it was player created. Bad news is we need to re-educate players about having upgraded hoppers on the server. And so if you don't know how to get those upgraded hoppers, it's /hopper space get, G-E-T. They're $1,500 a piece, and you can upgrade different functions, and I think I talked about those in the last episode. So anyways, back to Slimefun. I started working on unlocking. I've got probably about 9 or 10 of the actual devices used. Devices used in Slimefun that are created and built, and I've unlocked maybe 70 or 80 items. And then got a couple of automatic farms or semi-automatic farms in place to get some stuff done to help me out here. So we've got ourselves a lucky block. Yeah. Oh no, that's a bad moment. Let's try that again. There we go. We're going to get back up to this lucky block because I was trying to toss the lilac. Remember what we said? We see them, we're going to open them. And if we come upon a point where we have 10 that are not able to be opened, we'll trade them out with staff and see what happens. All right, here we go. Let's just hope and pray this isn't the death by dropping into the void, and I got to type really fast. Here we go. Oh, and it dropped. All right, not a big deal. We'll stick it. We've got 2 more here, and we've got 3 at home, so I believe we're at 5. So once we've gotten 5 more, we'll trade those in with staff to get some brand new valid ones, and then we'll open them all at once and see what happens. And I will definitely let you guys know when we've got that, the episode before we do it. So anybody who wants to watch and follow along with me, see what options are available. So far with the lucky blocks, with at least this particular version, I've encountered some good ones, some really good ones, and of course, like I said, some really bad ones. So some of the good stuff that I've encountered happen to be a lot of meat that we've had. What am I missing here? Oh, my water bucket. So I've encountered some raw meat ones, some cooked meat ones, you know, kind of average. I've got some really good multi-protection chest plates. For those of you who knew about what we called Insane God Armor when 114 first came out, there was a bug where you could put protection for blast protection for fire protection for. We could put all the protections at the highest levels onto armor, and that has since been patched. Some of these that I've gotten, and I think they're still in it. Here we go. From a lucky block, look at this. Blast, projectile, protection, all level 3, thorns, and an unbreaking 3. That was one of the lucky items I got. I also got a helmet here. Look at it. Essentially, same thing. So there are some really good items that can be had. On the downside, there are some really bad items. For example, the last one I cleared that was a bad one. It was a 3x3 trap from the sky to the void, and I was over my blaze farm, my 20 spawner blaze farm, or 16 I think, and it opened up. And luckily, it missed the spawners. It would have wiped out my spawners. It missed it by 2 blocks. Took out half of the guardian, or so half of the blaze farm. Excuse me. Don't know why I want to say guardian. Took out half the blaze farm, so I got some help. We got it. The spawners picked up. Got the farm rebuilt. Put it all back together, and it's running fine. But that was a scary moment because all of a sudden I see myself going down this gigantic hole that just got opened up, wondering, oh dear, what's about to happen? And luckily, I was able to get home fast enough to where I didn't die, and none of my spawners got destroyed. So, you know, long story short, hey, we got away with one. It turned out to be a good thing. So right now, I'm focused really on 3 things. One, as you can see, is grid clearing as much and as fast as I can. Now, just because the grid still has to be cleared doesn't mean I can't start laying stuff out. I think I might have said in an earlier episode, I've been working on the designs for this farm since Fanatic D, the owner of the server, that's his Minecraft user ID, Fanatic D. He announced at the beginning of last year, back in January and February, that essentially all the servers were going to start getting upgraded to the newer versions, meaning some were at 113, some were at 112. And with the exception of the PvP server, I think PvP might still be 189, maybe even lower. But Creative was brought up to 113, Prison and Factions were brought up to 113, and then Bending got a major overhaul, brought up to 113. And I really like it. I'm not much for Bending, but I like what he did. I think it's a really good job. I know Bending has been one of the most popular game modes on this server for a very long time, and I think he's done a very good job with it. And then we heard about Skyblock, Skygrid, and Survival were also going to be updated. Well, then 114 version started coming out, and we're like, okay, well, are we going to hold off? Is it going to wait? What's going to happen? Initially, we were planning on 113. However, some changes in the game of plugins from Survival made it easier to get Survival out in 114. And we didn't really have a good Skygrid plugin initially for 113. So Fan made a decision to go ahead and relaunch Survival first. While that was happening, Bento Box is the plugin I believe that we have, and I might be mispronouncing it, but I believe that's the plugin that we have here on Skygrid. And that got updated to 114. Now, for those of you who also probably know, 114 on the server end was horrible, causing a lot of lag, a lot of problems for many servers, even with 2 or 3 people on the server. I think that a number of adjustments have been made. I think Fan did a nice job on the grid design here, on blocks, the size, all the extra plugins to try to help reduce lag, especially with the Upgradable Hopper one. Well, we've got a pretty solid stable. I mean, you can see on my side, I've left this up deliberately just to show you my ping and then the server's TPS, or ticks per second. We've been running almost 20 the entire time, which essentially is perfect. You really don't get much better than that. I know the SciCraft guys might have found a way to change that a little bit, but for our purposes, 20 That's right, we're hoping to see. So if something happens that were to drop dramatically, we can go on Discord, get a staff member to come on and take a look and see if someone's lagging out the server, sitting on a ton of mobs. They've built an insane, whoops, I must go back up. They built an insane redstone farm, whatever it happens to be. And if necessary, they'll make adjustments to have the player make adjustments to their base. If necessary, they'll remove the components if they were designed to cause server lag. Now, let me rephrase that or clarify that. Just because you build a redstone device does not mean an admin or a mod will come by and remove it. But if it was designed or to either cause lag, meaning deliberately, such as 10 pistons going back and forth nonstop with no purpose, versus a rather large farm that just happened to not be well designed, and you fired off 150 pistons at once. Those kind of things the staff will have you deal with. What we're, come on, give it to me. What you can do is a lot of farms, oh shoot, you can use observers, which are minimal lag farms, to fire, like for example, sugarcane. You can fire and clear off a few at a time versus firing 500 at a time. Those kind of machines are not allowed. Flying machines are also not allowed. So I know for those of you who follow Mumbo on Hermitcraft, you're aware that he likes to build a lot of flying machines. Those we are not allowed to build here due to the server lag they cause. And we want to be considerate of other players. And I know there are those that really don't care. They're going to build whatever they want. And again, if it is a problem, staff will let you know and you'll have to deal with it. But we don't want to go down that road. We really want to focus on what we can accomplish here. And so once I get going here, and after learning about those minions and we get enough of this base cleared, I've kind of tweaked my farm design just a little bit, or I should say the base really, of how farms are going to be built out. We're going to maximize the physical distance that minions can reach to try to save money on buying a whole ton of minions. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Maybe it's my computer. We're going to try to maximize just how far we can take the minions so that I don't have to spend, $500,000 on buying minions just to make farms. Feeder minions, we've already figured out the max range on those. We've got the farmers, so it's a matter of designing the farms. There we go, caught it that time. Designing the farms to be a little bit more friendly for production, for efficiency, and I still want them to be aesthetically pleasing. I don't like to build just to build big. I build big, but then I want them to look like, hey, that kind of makes sense. It looks like a farm that you might see in the real world. So that's kind of the goal. As far as shops, I've been known to have some pretty big, pretty massive, and all-inclusive shops. My last one was compared to Walmart, on the last map, and I went back and forth with that and trying to decide, am I more concerned about shops? Do I want to build? Do I really want to get into more of the game mechanics? And so for those of you who are curious, when you're on a server, I am in no desire right now to build shops. I am really and truly focused on the quality of the space. I really want to understand all the different functions and plugins that have been added. There's a list of probably about 60 to 70 features just on one plugin, not the Slimefun plugin, it's a Craftbook, where we're going to take through every single one of those. Some of them, like I've already introduced you, is the elevator. There are some that can make bridges. There are others that do different functions. And so we can have different redstone features within the game, different functions that they all perform. And I'm going to learn all those, and I want to take you through them. I think we should have some fun together in this game and make it more than just about money, make it more than currency or who's got the biggest shop or who's got the most amount of money. I don't care. We've got players on a server, their sole focus is money, and that's great. If you want to be Belltop #1, you go right ahead. I'm not even on the first page right now. I get people that ask me about it a lot. I really, hey, I want to have fun. And for those of you that want to have fun on a server, you're going to enjoy it. For those that simply just want to be the best at something, I wish you the best of luck and go for it, because somebody has to be, right? Somebody's got to be atop of the MCMO. Someone's got to be atop of the bell top. Someone's got to have the most things unlocked, and that's great. And eventually, I'll get there. And more importantly, we want the server to be a great place for new people to come in, and we want people who are experts in understanding these plugins to be able to explain them to people that come in. And so myself and a couple of the helpers, that's what we're really focused on. I know Tama, our admin from the server, who plays majority of her time is on Skygrid. She's really focused on it as well. Like I said, there's a lot of things that are so cool in there that we're all looking to explore different pieces and parts of it. And you might have seen in chat, Ice there, he's looking to buy tons of items that go with Slimefun for anybody who's built massive amounts of farms. That's so cool. I love these. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it when I first got to be a part of the test. Can't open up for all the servers, server helpers and staff. And we got to go in a couple days early and start looking at the plugins and testing things and see, did this work? Did that work? How does this work? What does this do? Trying to make sure that when the game launched that we had tried everything possible in the time frame that we had, and we got through quite a bit of it. But we quickly realized that Slimefun and some of these other plugins were going to take more than a day or two. They're going to take a few weeks, if not months. So we didn't get the opportunity to, can I reach this? No. We didn't really get the opportunity to test everything, but we did get to test a lot. And I think that was a really beneficial thing, not just for us, but for people who are part of the server. So we're going to encounter things that, we might not know how they work. And guess what? We'll learn it with you. And if you happen to be, you're watching this and you happen to be a long-time Slimefun player, man, we've got people on the server who'd love to meet you and talk to you. Because we've got people going out trying to literally as fast as they can, not only unlock, but create every single thing within Slimefun. Man, I want to see this. I want to see what that looks like. For me, it's going to be one block at a time. I really want to learn it with you. I don't want somebody just to say, hey, Boomer, this thing's found here and this thing's found there. I've asked those questions in chat. I think a lot of people have done in the past, and that's great. But I tell you, there is so much more fun in this game when you take the time to learn it yourself. Simply asking a player, oh, shoot, I really hate sticks on sand. Simply constantly asking in chat, how does this work? How does that work? Guys, that's annoying as heck. It really is. And I understand if it's a function of the server and another one of these. If it's a function of the server and you need help, that's a fair question, okay? But take some time, learn about the game, because everything in Slimefun is explained. You simply have to take the time and put in effort. And I know that's a thing that a lot of people today don't want. We live in this world of instant gratification. People want it, they want it now, and they don't care what they have to do to get it, and they don't care how fast they get it. They don't care what shortcuts they have to take. And that's a reality of the world that we live in today. And unfortunately, that reality, for some, has also translated into the Minecraft world. And so if that's you and you've got those kind of questions, please don't ask me. I'm going to simply refer you right to SF Guide. And that is going to be it. Like I said, you're playing a game. Why not actually play the darn game? Have fun, enjoy it, learn about it. I get so much more of a reward out of playing the game and discovering how things work than simply asking the questions. A while ago, probably, I don't know, a week or so, I was talking with Tom on the server, and I remember a player was asking a lot of questions about the server, a lot of how things worked. Didn't really, all the information that's posted at Spawn and in the guidebook, but we asked them all because it's part of the server. We wanted to be helpful. And I had a private conversation with her after that, and I asked her, boy, was that me? When I really asking that many questions when I first came on board? And well, she smiled, and said, well, you weren't you weren't rude about it. You wanted to learn, but then you took the information and ran with it. And I think that really is summing up what I'm saying is learn about it, take the information, run with it, learn how to play Skygrid, learn how to play Minecraft, learn how the plugins work, and get to the fun of the game. And so with that, we have finished row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that row 6 we've gotten cleared? What am I? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So that's 6 rows down. 46 or 44 to go. Yeah, to clear out this whole 200 by 200. So anyways, I'm going to take a break here, and I'll come back briefly. We're going to talk about 1 or 2 more things so I can get this episode up onto YouTube for you guys. See you in a brief moment. Guys, now I'm just thinking about it. We're getting pretty far in this episode, and I do want to wrap it up. But there's one little feature of the server I do want to talk about in this episode is the auction house. This is not a standard factions auction. This is a kind of like another opportunity for players to sell stuff without actually having auction and prices bidding in chat. To get to it, a /AH. And you'll get to see anything and everything that any players have put up in the auction house, whether it's totems of undying, to enchanted books, to, hey, blocks of ice, to repeaters. The pages take you through one side to another. We've got some spawners in auction house here, not bad for a wallet, 40 grand. We've got a trident, a little overpriced. Decent picks, might be a tiny bit overpriced, but anyways, you get the idea. We got some diamond plants, copper plants. Those are redstone quartz. Those are parts of Slimefun. I think those are insanely overpriced, but that's my personal opinion. I may be wrong. Maybe the grid will support that type of pricing structure. The diamond tells you what you're selling. So currently I have 4 enchanted books up in the auction. And anything that's expired will be this poisonous potato. So I had a book of Lifesteal 3 that I'd listed. Auctions or items in the auction house that go up, I believe they're good for 10 days. You do have to have an inventory spot open to get this item back to. Because I don't, I'm just going to leave it and come back to it. Now I can see everything I've sold, as well as I've sold 29 items through the auction house. And if I want to go back, I can go back to all the pages. If you need instructions how to sell it, you can click on the emerald. It says, actually you don't have to click on it, just hover over. Hold the item in your hand, in your right hand, /AH, then the word sell, and then type in the price dollar amount. Now, trolling and stuff like that in the auction house, listing stuff for clearly what's obviously well above and worth its value, not only is against the rules, the items can be removed out of the auction house by staff and discarded, and you won't get them back. So please don't sell a stick for $1 million and say donate to me. It's not going to happen, and will get removed, and you will receive warning from staff. And if you have any other additional questions, you can hover over that. So with that, guys, I am going to wrap up episode number 5. If you liked what you saw and you want to know more, hey, continue to watch and subscribe. Let your friends know. Comments down back in the bottom, and we'll see you soon. Remember, when you're on grid, you got to go boomer or go home. We'll see you later.